Hello everyone, welcome to another exciting episode of Dayspring Discussions. I'm your host, Sean McGahee, and this is a show where we talk about movies, TV, sci-fi, fantasy, comic books. If you geek out about it, we're going to talk about it. You can listen to Dayspring Discussions on iTunes, YouTube, Podomatic, and Patreon, and contact Dayspring Discussions on the Facebook group, Twitter account, and dayspringdiscussions@gmail.com. Guys, happy Tuesday. I am back. That's right, it's been 2 weeks since I have done a podcast. Hope you all had a great Thanksgiving. Hope you all are enjoying your holiday season. Hope you got your Christmas lights up. And man, oh man, do we have a lot to talk about. So, because I can't get to everything that I missed in the last 2 weeks, what I like to do, of course, is just start from the latest and then go backwards from there. My voice is still not 100%. I've been trying to shake this bug for the last week. It is not going away, so if I sound a bit scratchy or if you hear me slurp on some drink, I do apologize, guys. I'm doing the best I can, but man, there's so much stuff I want to talk about. I just had to do a podcast today, so let's get into it. All right, guys, so last night during Monday Night Football on ESPN, Marvel and Disney dropped the newest trailer for Captain Marvel. Now, the film comes out in March. This is the second trailer we've gotten for it, so kind of right on cue, I think. We'll probably get at least one more, maybe even two more. I'm not a big fan of getting too many trailers, honestly, but whatever. So the trailer drops, and really with this film, everyone's looking forward to Avengers 4. Granted, of course, Infinity War, the way it ended, everyone wants to see how it's going to pan out. Captain Marvel is going to play allegedly a big part of Avengers 4, and this is kind of just the prequel to it, where it introduces you to the character a little bit, and also gives Marvel Studios their first female-led film. And Warner Brothers has already had their female film with Wonder Woman, which was a success. And it looks like, from the way things are going, they're going to continue to lead with female films such as Birds of Prey, the Wonder Woman sequel, there's a Supergirl allegedly happening, stuff like that. For me, with this trailer too, the part where they said in the titles for her, or was it with her, or for here, I forget what it was, but it's her, and then they brought out the shadows, it was a hero. Look, I know it's very rare to have a female-led film, and, that's great. I'm totally for it. I'm totally for it. But to emphasize it more in that title, it was unnecessary, in my opinion. The more you're drawing light to it, the more I think it's going to be a problem. The trailer itself, though, was fine. I'm not a big Captain Marvel fan. I've been reading comic books my whole life. I know who Captain Marvel is. Recently, of course, I've read more about her because she's been featured more in the comic books. And I think the character's fine. I'm looking forward to the film, especially since it is a Marvel Studio film in the MCU. You're going back in time, so you're going to get characters like Nick Fury and Ronan and other characters. Phil Coulson, I'm looking forward to seeing him as well. Back in the 90s, the 90s references, I cannot wait. I am looking for this film, but even with this trailer, I can't get super hyped for it just because, again, I'm not a big Captain Marvel fan. Now, once I see the film, maybe I'll get more excited for it, but this trailer really didn't do more for me as to get me more excited for it because I don't think my excitement for this film is going to be as high as a Guardians, a Captain America, an Avengers film, because those are really the ones in the MCU that I truly do enjoy, mainly for the characters. I love Captain America, I love Star-Lord. Those are the ones that get me excited. So Captain Marvel is not going to get me super excited. But to add that layer of history, to get me more set up for Avengers 4, that's great. This is a fine trailer. It's a fine trailer, and it shows you just how powerful Captain Marvel is. Kevin Feige said that she is the most powerful character in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and at the end of this trailer, when she's going through and zapping spaceships or whatever she's doing in space, you see that. I think the film itself is going to play a little bit like Deadpool, the first Deadpool film, where the character's going along, and then you get flashbacks of her past life because she's come to Earth, she started to remember who she was and what happened to her, and honestly, I think it's a little bit of a a brainwashing by the Kree, where at the beginning she's describing to Nick Fury who the Kree are, and they're these noble warriors, and I'm like, no, okay. I know the Kree aren't exactly like horrible people compared to the Skrulls, but you could tell, she's been lied to, she's been brainwashed, and it's going to be one of those veils being lifted up over her eyes scenarios, and that's fine. Another good scene at the end there, of course, with the cat in the comics. Anyone who knows the cat knows that's not just a cat. I almost thought they were going to do the surprise with the cat at the end of the trailer. I'm not going to spoil it for you if you don't know what's going on with the cat, but I thought they were going to do it at the end of the trailer, and they didn't, and I love it because they're teasing the cat. Even with that, I know, teaser poster they came out with months ago, the cat was in the corner. But they didn't do it in this one. Maybe they'll save it for the next trailer. I hope not. I hope they save it for the actual film, and the cat turns and just catches everyone by surprise. My God, do I sound as bad as I think I do? Because I feel like I've got this raspy voice going on here that's just not working. So, again, I do apologize. But Captain Marvel, solid trailer. Solid trailer. Doesn't get me super excited, but the fact that Brie Larson, Academy Award winner, who I think is a phenomenal actress, is leading this. Marvel Studios, of course, they put out quality films. Nick Fury going back in the past. Again, I'm excited to see the film. Not as excited as Avengers 4, which gets me into the next part of the story. It's been rumored for, a couple days now that we might get an Avengers 4 trailer within the next week. Kevin Feige himself has said we will see an Avengers 4 trailer by the end of the year. Well, now it's been officially announced that tomorrow, Wednesday morning, on Good Morning America, we are getting the first trailer for Avengers 4, and we are actually going to get the title, finally, for Avengers 4. Now, titles for these Marvel movies a lot of times kind of gives you an idea of what they're going to be about. Captain America Winter Soldier, Avengers Infinity War, Captain America Civil War. These are all storylines that were based in the comic books. Thor Ragnarok, events that happen in the comic books. And while it's not exactly how it goes, it does give you an idea of kind of what the shape of the story is going to be. And I think this title is going to do that as well. I'm very hesitant about, watching this because I loved Infinity War. Yesterday I listened to the Joe and Anthony Russo interview they did with Collider, where Collider put on a Q&A and screening of Infinity War, and people got to ask them questions for like 2 hours. I watched it on YouTube. You can find it, and the way they talk about the film and the story, it makes me love it even more. I love the commentary on the Blu-ray. It's great. I love Infinity War, and I want to be as surprised and as entertained as possible. And the thing about Infinity War itself was there was misdirection. There was things you didn't know, and that's just the nature, I think, of the way Marvel Studios does things, but the way you have to do things in film in general now with these big franchises is you have to misdirect people. You have to keep them in the dark, and I'm fine with that, to where I almost prefer being in the dark until the film comes, because it's a bigger surprise for me. But anyway, we're supposed to get the trailer tomorrow. I don't know, but we'll get the title, and again, I'll talk about that on Thursday's show. But then there's a rumor going around that in the next week or so, we're going to get a trailer for the next Spider-Man film, Spider-Man Far From Home. Now, Captain Marvel comes out in March. 2 trailers, that's fine by me. Avengers comes out in about 6 months. We're going to get our first trailer. That's fine by me. But Spider-Man Far From Home comes out in July next year. We're 8 months out. Why would you put a trailer that far out? I'm of the mindset, you give me a first teaser trailer 6 months out. Short. Something basic. Lets me know, kind of an announcement trailer. Your second trailer 3 months out. Give me some plot. Let me know what's going on in the film. 1 month, give me another thing. Maybe a little more detailed. A few more action sequences. That's fine. And that's it. Those 3 are really all I need. All I think we should need. From there, you have your TV spots and other things going on. But I think that's all you would need for big, high-profile films. Putting out a trailer 8 months beforehand, I think does nothing for the film, in my opinion, because you still have 8 months to go. Plus, you have 2 other films you're trying to promote ahead of it, which you need to put your resources into that, especially Captain Marvel. Now, one thing I think is going to happen possibly in the Avengers 4 trailer tomorrow is it is on the heels of Captain Marvel, where people like myself are more excited for Avengers 4 than Captain Marvel. So what I think they're going to do is put or show Captain Marvel in the Avengers 4 trailer. Because then you could be like, oh, hey, you know that trailer we put out about Captain Marvel a couple days ago? Yeah, this is showing how badass she is. Go back and rewatch that trailer and get more excited for Captain Marvel. Your promotion for Avengers 4, I think, should be to hype up Captain Marvel to where you're going to get a bigger return on Captain Marvel. Everyone's going to go see Avengers 4. I saw Infinity War 4 times in theaters. Chances are I'm going to probably go see Avengers 4 at least 4 times in theaters as well. But Captain Marvel, while we don't expect it to be a huge, $1 billion to $2 billion film, we'd still like it to do good, and I'm sure Marvel Studios still wants to do good. So how do you do that? You take the film that everyone's going to go see anyway, and you promote the film that maybe not everyone's going to go see. You put Captain Marvel in the promotion for Avengers 4 to where people who are watching that say, well, I got to go watch Captain Marvel before I see Avengers 4. That's what it comes down to. You have to make people feel like they have to watch Captain Marvel before they see Avengers 4, because everyone's going to go see Avengers 4. You need to make them to go see Captain Marvel, and that's what the Avengers 4 marketing should be. You're welcome, Disney. Okay, switching over to Warner Brothers and the DC Universe. Next week is that, guys. Next week is the big yearly crossover in the CW Arrowverse. You're going to get Supergirl, Flash, and Green Arrow. No Legends of Tomorrow or Black Lightning in this one, but 3-night event starting on Sunday. And this one's called Elseworlds, and they're promoting this thing pretty well, in my opinion. We're going to get introduction of Batwoman. We're going to see Oliver Queen and Barry Allen pretty much switch, where Oliver is going to be Flash and Barry is going to be Green Arrow. Looks like we're getting kind of a bad Superman in a black costume. We're going to see some Lois Lane. We got the Anti-Monitor. And if you saw this week's shows so far, end of Supergirl and Arrow last night, they gave the same promotion or same tease, which was on Earth 90, you see a bunch of dead heroes. You see like a Firestorm, you see a Red Arrow, Green Arrow. You see helmets, I think, for Hawkman and Hawkgirl. I swear I saw a Guardian helmet as well. And then you see John Wesley Shipp in his old 90s Flash costume with the Anti-Monitor. And he races off, and this is my favorite part, is as he races off, you hear a little bit of that 90s Flash TV show theme, which gets me hyped. And we know that John Wesley Shipp is going to be in this thing in that original Flash costume. So it's crazy. I'm looking forward to this so much. Tonight is Flash's 100th episode where they do some time travel, so that'll be fun. Last year's Crisis on Earth X was such a blast, and the way it goes, total sweaty geek into it all. You're crossing realities and bringing the Anti-Monitor and all this stuff. It's going to be knee deep. Now, they also put out a promotional poster, and I'm looking at it, and on the left side, you see this yellow robot. At first, I thought, is that Metallo? But I'm like, no, I'm not sure about that. But on the right-hand side, you have look like a bad Superman in a black costume, evil Superman, I guess. And then, but then you still have regular Superman and Lois Lane, and Lois is holding something. It's like some kind of hammer. And I gotta think, what the hell is that? And if it's in this promotion, it's gotta hold some reference to the actual story. I don't know what it is, but I'm very curious now as to what it is. But I'm super excited for this, guys. Hopefully you guys are caught up. I talked to my buddy Jaime. He's several weeks behind on each of the shows, so he really wants to try to get caught up before next week. And I was talking to him. I was like, I watch these things on Hulu. You can watch them on Hulu, or you can watch them on the CW app if you don't have regular cable. And even then, you have commercials with it. And if I'm watching, all 5 CW superhero shows, that's, with commercials, you're talking about 4.5 hours worth of stuff each week. I'm a busy guy. I don't have a lot of time on top of all the other things that I watch as far as other TV and movies. And sometimes I feel like all I do is watch these shows because there's 5 of them. I watch maybe one a night, if more, and I feel like sometimes they're all consuming. But it all pays off in the crossover. Super excited about this. Hope you guys are excited as well. Fire back, share your feelings. Are you excited for it? Are you caught up on everything? Let me know what you think about any of the CW shows. And of course, next week I will be here to talk about all these. Alright guys, and I have reached my time limit, of course. So just going over a couple things real quick. Marvel Studios is looking to develop a Shang-Chi movie based on their Kung Fu Marvel character. To be honest, I have very little knowledge of this character. I know he's been featured several times in Iron Fist. This is how I know him. So I couldn't honestly tell you a thing about him, except for, of course, the fact that he is Asian. So, it goes the whole diversifying characters. That's cool. Dylan O'Brien, who is the star of The Maze Runner, is going to be playing the voice of Bumblebee in the upcoming Bumblebee film that comes out later this year. So, excuse me, in the other Transformers films, Bumblebee never actually talked really. He just talked through the radio, but this is a prequel, so we're going to see him actually hear a voice. Dylan O'Brien, I think, is one of the great young actors working today. You have those young adult book series that were turned into films. You got Twilight, Maze Runner, Mortal Instruments, the Vampire Academy, and all that stuff. Maze Runner is probably one of my favorites out of them. I mean, Hunger Games is okay. I couldn't stand Twilight, but Maze Runner was the one actually I liked the best, mainly because I thought O'Brien carried it very well as the lead. So I like him as an actor, being a part of this film, which I'm already looking forward to. The thing is, guys, my parents are coming for Christmas, the week of, and I already promised my dad that I would wait to see Aquaman with him. He's going to be here on Sunday, 21st is on Friday when all the big movies come out. So I'm probably going to wait till like Wednesday or Thursday to see Aquaman. It's going to be a little while, a couple days before I see Aquaman. But Bumblebee, I'm thinking either Thursday or Friday I'm going to go check out Bumblebee, which I'm totally excited for because the director of Kubo and the Two Strings, sign me up. I'm there for it. I'm all about that. Okay, and then finally, guys, last thing, of course, Warner Brothers has announced that they are possibly developing a Blue Beetle movie for the DCEU. Blue Beetle has several interpretations throughout his history. The most current one, he is Jaime Reyes, where kind of it's a kid who lives in El Paso, Texas, and he finds this alien thing called the Scarab that attaches to him and gives him this armor and weapons and makes him into a superhero. And honestly, I've tried to read some Blue Beetle. Not a big fan of it. I grew up on Ted Kord. Jaime Reyes, though, is heavily featured in the second season of Young Justice Invasion. FYI, super excited for Young Justice Outsiders. The premieres January 4th. Anyway, Blue Beetle as a character, I got to know him through that second season of Young Justice. And honestly, I think it's a good story. He's got a good story. You could add something really cool with it. And the fact that he is the first Hispanic or Latino main character in either Marvel or DC and really any of the superhero stuff that we've gotten so far lets, again, that not only Warner Brothers, but also Marvel, everyone's looking to diversify. They're looking for, the females, the minorities, all that stuff. There's a large population of Latinos now in America, and they go to the movies, okay? So why not put them up there? I mean, Black Panther, hello. The reason that film did so well, let's be honest, is because you had a black director and a primarily black cast, okay? That's fine. You know what? Studios are in this to make money. I myself, I like to see characters up on the screen who I can relate to. That makes me like them more. Same case with every other, gender and descent or whatever. They want to see characters, they want to see themselves represented up there. And I love it. I love the diversity. I'm all about that, great. So a character like Blue Beetle, I think is a winner. Knowing what I know about the character, I'm all aboard about this. However, Warner Brothers, of course, being known to name drop films they might possibly be working on and they never see the light of day. That might happen as well. But I could expand more on this and what it means for Warner Brothers, guys. But I know I am definitely out of time, so I'm gonna say adieu right now. I'll hopefully be back on Thursday, talk about Avengers trailer and several other things that come up. Maybe I'll talk a little bit about the Flash 100th episode because I'm going to watch that tomorrow as well. But that's it, guys. Fire back on the social media groups and, of course, Gmail account. Let me know about any of the subjects I've talked about. Captain Marvel trailer, what'd you think? Did it get you more hyped, less hyped? Share your thoughts, okay? And that's it for me today, guys. Until next time, hopefully my voice will be better, and may the Force be with us all.